Hello, Libra. Hi. This is a timeless reading for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. But keep in mind, it is still a general reading. So see which signs, symbols, messages resonate for you in your particular situation and hopefully help to bring you a little bit of clarity to whatever you're wondering, concerned, confused about. It could broaden your perspective and show you something with fresh eyes in a different light. It could also narrow your focus and show you something you could be missing. But in the end, always trust yourself. That divine inner guidance is inside of you. And try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so that your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we are all uplifted in love. Let's begin, Libra. We're going to start with this. This is the Crystal Angels Oracle cards. Clarity for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Let's see what God's source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and the greatest good of all. Clarity for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. One opening message of wisdom and clarity, what they need to know. Highest, greatest of all. Please and thank you. Oh, Libra. Ooh, all right. We have some interesting energy with this card because it's Moldavite. So Moldavite is a really interesting stone. It's also, it's kind of like outer space stone and yet part of the earth. It's almost like it's like a glass. So Moldavite came about billions of years ago when a big old comet crashed down into the desert and heated this desert so fast that these little tiny pieces of space glass kind of came about. And they're very interesting. They kind of look like mold. Like they have like it's dark green. Also makes me think of Liberian desert glass. I think that's right. But it's like, unless this outer space comet with this, out of this world energy didn't come down on the earth and combine with earth energy, this wouldn't have happened. So I feel like, Libra, I feel like something out of this world is coming into the picture for you guys. Although Moldavite is kind of interesting. Like I personally find the only way I can actually wear Moldavite is in like earring form when it's kind of here. I find that sometimes it has so much energy. If I put it actually on my skin, it makes me feel different. Some days I can wear it, but you definitely feel something just different with this stone. So maybe I'm just a little catalyst to do some research on what Moldavite is. But it also makes me think of, I don't even want to say mold. I almost see moss with you. So it makes me think of where there's damp, moisture, dark environments. And yet there's this soft, beautiful moss that can grow. Almost like, I want to say like a beautiful soft carpet. So maybe something was kind of growing in unusual circumstances. Maybe something was happening in the dark. I do feel like something unusual is coming through for you. It does say unconventionality. And I mean, that's cool. I feel like this is something that's like, I want to say like rare and beautiful like you are. Libras are you're just always so beautiful. You guys are like Venus. You're like Mother Nature. You just have this sense of elegance and beauty, whether it's how you actually represent yourself or the beauty that you are able to see in everything. I feel like Libras are natural artists. And if they're not natural artists, you guys have such a keen eye to recognize beauty in everything, in film, in nature, in music, in art, in people. You just have this beautiful ability to see the beauty in things. So maybe you see something that is that rare gem. That could be an opportunity, a situation, a relationship. It's something that I feel like you have the keen eye to see it. And I just see like the gem in the rough. And I don't know why I just thought of actually raw diamonds, which are so beautiful, but unusual. So maybe you recognize something else, or this could be that somebody recognizes how rare you are in something, you know, a talent that you have, the way you perceive something, the way you move. I'm kind of feeling like it has to do with your actual movement, or maybe your self-expression. I didn't even read what this card said. Let's see what it says. Yeah, your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. What's unique about you? What do you do unlike anyone else you know? What makes you special? What makes you really different? It's possible that this thing that's really different and unusual about you could have made you uncomfortable, let's say like when you were a kid, or maybe in the past, maybe recently, but that uncomfortable feeling is actually what's giving you your strength. It's what makes you shine. It's the thing that makes you noticed. And it's okay to feel and be different from others. So it is possible that you, maybe even now, feel a little out of place. You're a little out of this world. You're a little different, maybe misunderstood. But you're going to be understood, understood, accepted, and I hear make people mesmerized by something. But it's first stepping into your own power to own those things about you that are different and unusual. I also think you are able to recognize those interesting qualities in others and kind of give like a compliment on someone that's like an attribute about them or a personality trait or something they have that maybe they feel unusual about, but you notice that special quality. All right, let's see. I did put this upright. Should we look at it? Yeah, let's look at it. What is it? Yellow jasper. Oh, jasper's pretty too. Jasper, if you ever look up jasper, like Picasso jasper, painted jasper, some jasper, when you see it on a cabochon, like a, you know, like something like this that would become a piece of jewelry. It actually looks like God painted this stone. I have seen jaspers that look like they have mountains and birds and trees and a field. It's really beautiful. So maybe jasper and moldavite. What does it even say? Oh, it says control issues. All right, so maybe this is what's being released. You can't control anyone else. You can't control anyone else's feelings, what they are going through, how they want to perceive something, their individual growth and lessons that they get, or where they are, and how fast they heal. But you can control yourself. And it starts with those self inner changes that you have that actually start to create changes in your sphere, which actually create changes out there in the world. It could be a sense of control that someone else is kind of maybe putting upon you too, in which case it's a good conversation and healthy boundaries. But first you have to ask yourself those questions on what those boundaries are and why. When I look at this first, it looks like a heart. but there are a lot of, it says yellow, but I see a lot of orange and peach in this. There's actually an angel in the middle of this, a tiny little angel. So I think of creativity. It also looks like, did you guys ever see when people, I don't know, it's like they put paint in water and then they kind of dip something in it and it looks like that, I don't know, it's like it looks like this. It looks like this. It looks like that swirling kind of paint that just kind of goes on something. I feel like that's something you can do with objects. And I guess canvases, but I heard cars. So maybe you do something with detailing or like funky car paint jobs. That's kind of what I see. Maybe you even do like antique cars or something like that, or you really like them. It does say utilize your God-given strength and power instead of fearing that others may try to control you. So this is stepping into your power. You have all of these birds flying into this creativity, into your heart space, into this. I mean, the yellow makes me think of your solar plexus too. So you may be getting some messages. The angel just looks like divine help, but I'm getting not through the usual means. I do feel like you have some unexpected things that you're about to really just release. Like you're going to make some big changes in your life. You probably already started. Yeah, I do feel like you're more worried about other people's opinions here than you specifically trying to control a situation. I think you guys are really balanced. You have a special gift to be able to actually see not only what you feel and you believe in your sphere of the world and, you know, what's around you, but you actually are one of the few signs that can almost put yourself in somebody else's shoes. I mean, you can never really be in anyone else's shoes, but you guys have a real interesting way where you can actually energetically connect to another person, especially if you care about that person. So it is possible you are extra sensitive on maybe what somebody else is going through. I would say you probably are even teetering on making decisions that are really considering what's good for the other person, but make sure you don't forget about your side of that scale when you're making that decision, or having a really good conversation so you can really see where someone else is coming from and like get a little bit of a stronger chance to kind of see what it's like to be in their shoes. Also with controlling, sometimes when you are the strongest, even if you are the one that does it the best, you know how to handle a situation, you get the job done. If there's like a younger energy or someone around you that is still learning, sometimes it's actually delegating that control out there. Actually letting somebody else do something, even if they mess up. Because that's how someone else learns. And for you to actually give away some of that control and have like pure allowance on something to be. I mean, if somebody messes something up, you're going to figure out how to help them up if they need it, if it's not a tough love situation. But I feel like somebody has to be ready. And in order for them to be ready, you have to actually let somebody figure it out, maybe fall down so they can learn to fly too. So let's continue. Let's go to, where is it? This is the soul's journey. This one. Clarity for Libra. Control issues, unconventionality. I'm even getting the way that you talk is unusual, or the way that you teach. If you're a teacher or just kind of a natural teacher, the way you present knowledge is kind of unusual. It's like that teacher that you had in school that did all the weird projects or the weird experiments or gave you the strange homework that you actually went home and kind of got excited to do. And or if you didn't like homework, you're like, oh, I don't want to get started on that homework. But once you started that project, you saw there was something so different about it, about how you were actually involved in its creation. I don't know why I see an unusual project, that you actually were excited by the results. So, let's see. Clarity for Libra, Sun, Moon, rising on Moldavite, yellow jasper. Card, please and thank you. Purpose. Nice. What's at the bottom? Oh, loneliness. This is kind of like this. Feeling a little different. This could also be someone around you, Libra, that's feeling that way. In which case, I feel like you're going to be a blessing in their life. Maybe you've already been through something. Maybe you recognizing that interesting thing that's different in someone kind of brings back their sense of purpose, steps into their own power. I'm getting like revamping their direction. Maybe the revamping is also like a glow up situation. I know that I am never alone. You have all of these people. They're all really different. Shining this like flashlight out into the universe, but connected to the earth. I do feel like some of you do have something that is so unusual about you that I even though in purpose and destiny, just to connect to one person, you know, one person to help change how they see themselves, to add some healing, just to love makes all the difference in the world. It just takes one person. And for some reason, I feel like yours is even bigger. I feel like you have this purpose where something about you that's so special is actually healing to the world. So whether it's just that you affect a couple of people and their energy changes, their spirituality changes, their elevation changes, and they affect others, and that continues to circle around, or it's you in your beautiful, I don't know, just something unusual about you that you present. Maybe you do something online. Maybe you have a really interesting company, a really interesting job. You have an interesting way of connecting to many different personalities. You actually get through. You're actually the one that's heard. That I feel like your effect upon the world is pretty massive for most of you, even if it's, you know, behind closed doors that you don't see. But I feel like some of you are going to actually see this, and something is going to blossom out of nowhere for you guys. I just see this moss, but I see the moss as like a healing energy that can come through in the dark, you know, that has this beautiful moisture, which makes me think of love and the heart chakra, that under, you know, I'm just getting the canopy of the earth, the canopy of this jungle, this forest, that you are the one that just spreads out and shines this, I don't know, this beautiful carpet. That's kind of what I see. And it says, I know what I am here to do. And that's really big, that sense of purpose. It's a sense of destiny. It could be a big epiphany that you have, but I feel like it's a deep inner knowing that just this certain thing about you, no matter what your career is, there is an attribute about you that is your purpose. So, know what I am here to do. That makes me think of questions. So it could be just that you've been asking yourself this question for a long time. And I mean, hey, we're all trying to figure out what we want to be when we grow up. And that can change 1,000 times. Or you could have this one really straight, beautiful, solid road that you go down. And you know that is the road for you. But it is always possible that heading down a certain road, you have detours, you have new opportunities, you meet new people, new things open up, you discover new things about yourself. So I feel like for you, maybe it's like that moss that I see. Even if you have this one thing you start to head towards, and it usually stems from the joy of your heart. That's where to start if you don't know what your purpose is. You start with what makes you happy, what makes you joyful, and what you are into, interested in, or do, where time falls away, where when you speak about it, this light just goes on inside your soul and is felt by everyone that hears you. That's where you start. So even if this road is very narrow, once you start down that road, you're going to see this path get bigger and bigger, and your map get larger, and all of a sudden this sphere of possibility that you can do, you're going to actually see in front of you. So if you were, I don't know, let's say you were under the trees of this canopy, you can only kind of see what's right ahead of you. But it's almost like you're breaking out of this canopy and looking down. I mean, this does kind of look, it's like you're under here. It's like you're breaking out. This is kind of like the earth and getting to see something from the outer perspective. So you see this whole, I want to say the whole planet, but all of those trees, all of those people, all of those opportunities that you have to walk into, shine your light upon, and create a little bit of change is going to somehow connect you to new friends, new soul family, new customers, new clients, new connections, new doors opening up. I feel like these connections are just going to really branch out. So I hope whatever I said made sense for you guys. Sometimes I get very direct messages, and sometimes they're very like kind of obscure and elusive and, you know, kind of metaphorical. So I hope whatever I said made sense. I am going to move along to these. These are a little bit different, but I've been putting these in the zodiac readings. So this is called Confession of a Soulmate, which are people we meet, whether for a moment or a long time, that we have this soul connection to, and they create change and growth. It could be a lover, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be a stranger. It really doesn't matter. It could be somebody you haven't met yet, but you have a feeling you're going to, or when you meet them, you're going to know you were supposed to, or somebody from your past. But it's someone here to spark growth. Sometimes get us down a different path and or walk along that path with us. Clarity for Libra, please and thank you. This Libra needs to know a little confession of a soulmate. Clarity on stepping into your strength and power, releasing fear. Doesn't matter what anyone else thinks about you. It's none of your business what they think. Own you. You are Venus. You are beauty. And you have this inner beauty, even if it's unconventional and unusual. You know, how boring would it be if in this world everyone was exactly the same? They dressed the same. They thought the same. You know, it would be a pretty boring world. I just heard sharing your unusual story. Maybe you have a really unusual experience or experiences that have happened to you. Maybe you think you're the only one that would understand or had something like that happen to. And maybe you, like stepping on a platform or speaking about it, whether it's one person or a big platform, actually does bring you this big connection. I just heard like a niche. Clarity for Libra, please. Oh, somebody needs you. Is that Rihanna? I think Rihanna just came through for you guys. Is it I Needed You? I can kind of hear it. It's really, I like that song. Show you this. What's at the bottom? Oh, wow. Libra. Libra. Oh, these girls are so beautiful. Both of them. Oh, this one's like a little bit like, one's a little bit of like kind of PG beauty. And this one is like, Libra. You have love. Look at these women. Maybe you take, they're kind of opposite too. Like kind of mirroring each other. So maybe you and somebody else are mirroring each other. You're really connecting to a feminine energy or that feminine side of you, masculine or feminine, it doesn't matter. It's that like, it's that allowance. It's allowing something to be come into your life, to be natural and unfold naturally. And now I'm stumbling on my words, Libra. So maybe usually when that happens, I get like tongue-tied. It usually means that there's somebody, you or someone else is kind of like stumbling on their words a little bit. Let's see what these say. I have a feeling they could be a little sassy, Libra. Libra, you got the sassy cards. Look at you. You are so nurturing. This is you. Magnetic, passionate, queen. Look at you, queen. Queen of my life. Your light shines bright and guides me through the darkness. I did see all that moss kind of under the dark canopy, but still growth and still that love with the moisture. You feel like home to me. I'm always very happy and comfortable in your presence. Thank you, my love. You are always sending me healing energy and love. I need you and your energy even more now. So whether you have the connection with this person or not, it's just sending love. If you get to offer your energy, and it's not depleting you. You have to fill up your own plate first. You can't make somebody better. But it looks like somebody wants to have your energy in their life. Somehow you bring a sunshine in the darkness. But do be careful, have discernment. I like to look at everything at different ways. If somebody is just kind of like, if they're taking your energy, Libra, and it's somehow depleting you and they're not giving back in a reciprocal way, then you have to adjust something there. But it does look like the way that this is coming in and out of your life is through love. It does look like there is something really solid and stable and beautiful and open-hearted here. It says, oh, all right, Libra. I mean, you guys are Venus, so hey, let's read this card for you guys. Oh, I did get the wolf whistle. I want to make love to you. I'll make love to you like you want me to. What is that? Is that Boyz II Men? You guys got some Boyz II Men coming through. I think that's right. I could be wrong. I'll find it for you. Oh, you guys are, all these readings have been different. You guys are actually making me blush, which you have never, Libra. I mean, maybe this is what you're saying to someone else, but all right, let's start. Start over. I want to make love to you, which you have never experienced before. So it is possible this is not something that has happened yet. It's been in fantasy land, or maybe it's like the start of something, or if you already have been like intimate with someone, somebody wants to like up their game. Think outside the box with you guys. Oh, I want intimacy in every way possible with you. I just want us to know each other like no one else has ever known. Your touch and your voice really healed me. Maybe you just spoke to this person, or it starts with just speaking. Maybe like there's something about your voice that is just gives, like, I'm getting the tingles. I'm getting the tingles. Someone's just really attracted to your voice, or you really recognize somebody by their voice, maybe their laugh, maybe the way that they touch or they move. Whew, okay, let's move along. It looks like you're not going to feel this loneliness anymore if that's you. You're going to connect to the right other person or people that just get you. They are so attracted to you, Libra. I did not expect all that to come through. All right, let's go to a different deck. This is the Thelema. This is a beautiful tarot deck. Let's get some messages for Libra. Hold on. Give some cards backwards. Clarity on love, need you. Oh, I thought of another song for you guys. L is for the way you look at me. Oh, it's like Natalie Cole, Nat King Cole. I'm sure other people sing it. It's really pretty. Guys, got a little jazzy song coming through. Being unconventional, really owning how you are different and unusual, being recognized for that, releasing some control for something to grow on its own, bringing that energy back to you, and by default, actually creating so much change. I heard shuffle, so I'm going to shuffle one more time. Let me stow these glasses on. All right, let's get a picture, energetic tapestry. What's going on for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, what they need to know. The highest, greatest good of all. Please and thank you. I pulled two. Oh, well, there you are, Libra. Empress is coming through right away. And that's the Two of Swords. And at the bottom is Judgment. Okay, let's start with these. So if this is the base energy, we're going to go with this at the bottom of the deck. You're really hearing this call. Maybe it's a love call. Maybe it's really stepping into your purpose, your destiny. When Judgment comes through, it's like you hear the call actually from the divine. It feels like a different sense of making a decision than anything else you ever felt before. But when Judgment comes through, this is you really looking at your past, looking at where you are, seeing how you were involved in something, how you were not, what you did, what you didn't do, what you said, what you didn't say, and how you have grown. And it's making those changes. You don't just observe it, you change because of it. And this is you leaving old ways behind because they're not working for you anymore. It's past karma that's done. It's your old book, which is awesome because it's all your you book, but it's putting a chapter on the shelf and getting ready for that big ending with the World, because that comes after Judgment. You did get a lot of World cards like that I saw there. So it's getting ready to really make a huge release on something. That could be a partnership, a way of doing something, a job, a road you were going down. You're releasing something, maybe releasing this, need to control something. I just heard independence. Getting your independence back, getting ready to fly and feel free, because you rise after this comes. This is when you have such a spiritual growth spurt that happens that you have now grown your wings to leave something behind, to find your freedom, to rise above a situation and get ready to jump into that portal when the Fool comes soon to dive into something brand new, fresh, new territory, a new you. It's so cool. But you do have 2 decision cards. It might be small little decisions you need to make first in your everyday world that are going to help you make this big judgment call. It's releasing judgment on others. We're all human. Releasing big judgment on yourself. We're all human. Have you grown from it? Are you ready to make those changes? If you are, you pass the class. You pass that huge thing. Usually this is a pretty big chapter. And when you release something, when you release this idea, sometimes it's just ideas you had getting in your own way and sabotaging yourself. Sometimes this is being afraid of success or being afraid of failure or afraid of how you will be received. But when you just step into your own power and know yourself, know thyself, all that doesn't matter because everything will change when it starts in you. It looks like you or someone else is just teetering on decision land, but sometimes that's because you want to make the best decision, but you can't stay on the fence for evs. You do have to eventually make a decision, even if it's the wrong one. That's cool. Even the wrong decision, will give you a turnaround or a redirection or a better understanding of something. But to just not make a decision at all is also making a decision. So, this girl, look how beautiful she is. You're sitting down by this ocean. You are grounded. The big full moon is here. It's not just a normal full moon. There's all this magical energy here. It looks like it's coming from you to illuminate a situation, to bring you self-illumination, divine inspiration. This is working with the ebb and the flow of the changes and the seasons. So it could be a timing thing. You have to just wait for a little more illumination to really feel that decision out. But you're using, this girl's sitting here with these cold, huge swords across his or her chest. That way, that way. So balance your masculine and your feminine. Balance your logic and your intuition, your heart and your mind, your spiritual, I hear elevation, but your spiritual insights and being grounded. Try to find that center, but you have to actually start to make some moves out of your mind into the physical world to have these changes. It might mean you have to be a little blind here. She does have a blindfold. So trust what you feel. Trust what you sense. Trust what you hear. Trust what you see in between the lines, in between the words. And it looks like you do. It looks like you do because you have this beautiful Empress. Oh, Libra. I did say in the beginning, you guys were like Venus. That's how I see the Empress. She's just the divine feminine. She's just the one that can do everything. She does have a sense of independence, but she's also the most beautiful lover and mother and grandmother and boss. Friend. The Empress is everything. The Empress is able to stay there through the long haul. It's always a birthing thing. So some of you could have a new family member. Maybe some of you are getting pregnant or starting a family or have grandchildren or starting a project, starting a new job. You're beginning something that had an incubation phase, like sitting on the egg. Something is going on inside the surface there. But once something cracks out of that egg or births out, there's stages that have to go on with the Empress. There's adjustments that you need to learn. And there's always an allowance for something to grow on its own. It's getting through growing pains. You know, I always see like the stages of a human, like the adolescent, the awkward years, you know, the self-discovery and messing up, the little rebellious thing where you don't know who you are and you're figuring it out. And then, you know, kind of growing up, paying bills on your own, you know, which is the Empress. You'd have to let somebody leave the nest and give that, you know, I'm here and you want to come back. You always got me. But it is allowance there. But whatever this is you're birthing is going to be something that can grow for years to come. Probably your whole life, Libra. It could be dealings with a mom or a grandma or a really awesome friend, someone who's like feminine and nurturing and just blows your mind on how much they can do. You know, I'm just going to use this as a parable. They can like be on the phone, be on the computer, holding the baby, cooking something over here, making the schedule for the work, for their corporation that they have, you know, having some time later to go to the spa and take a bath. And then it's like they can drive a dump truck at the same time. They can do anything that she puts her mind to, and probably all of it. Upside down, I still feel like she's kind of divine. She has to be special to be the Empress. You're holding this orb, this world that's it's like glowing. It's like you can see inside of this orb exactly what could be before it happens. Maybe some of you are super, super psychic. You just have this knowing, like you saw the whole thing three-dimensionally before it actually happened. But I feel like if something's happening, it's always going to kind of change and morph and adapt. So you have to be there with all of those changes. Upside down, she forgets to take care of herself. She overgives, usually because she really, really wants everyone else to do well. I would say if she's really upside down, she puts energy on. She can be like, definitely have control issues. And that usually just stems back. You know, you have this here. You know, if there's such a sense of control and it's not because she wants everyone to do well, it could be kind of selfish, you know, kind of having her own agenda and why everything has to be a certain way because she's the Empress. So it has to be right because it's her way. It's always worked in the past. But a good Empress adjusts, is flexible, is nurturing and loving and sexy, everything. I see this big eagle here. Maybe you connect to eagles. You are protected. You have this big shield, but it's just on the ground. You don't need to hold that big shield up and defend against anything. The Empress has plenty of support, plenty of beautiful souls. They're just on your side. Divine energy on her side, on your side. You know, the Empress is like, I mean, she's sitting there all beautiful. Don't get her wrong. If the Empress needs to like use her magical orb and her scepter there and hold up her shield and get into a battle, she's like the best warrior you've ever seen, even though she doesn't look like it when she's sitting there in that beautiful robe. But she knows she doesn't always have to battle it out. She's been through battles because she's the Empress. She's had experiences. She's the seer. She's mature. So when she helps and she speaks, it's coming from a place of truth and example and integrity. All right, let's keep those on this tarot. Where did the other card go, though? Oh, there. Okay, so Judgment, the Empress. These are really big. That's 3 and 20. This is the little guy here. It's just the 2 swords. Just making a decision already. And let's go to the Angel Wisdom. Switch it up. Kind of clarify this for you guys. Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, need to know. Let's put the 2 of Swords and the Judgment together, the 20, because they're both kind of like decision cards, but the one is like the final decision. Like, I just heard putting a stop to it. So I don't know what that means. Maybe you're putting a final judgment call or on a stop to something that's not working, not allowing growth. You know, I keep hearing starting, and I just like heard a car start. Maybe starting a new journey. Maybe it was just getting in the car, turning it on, instead of sitting there, putting it into drive and actually hitting the gas on something. Once you, maybe it's just starting. I mean, hey, I know that. Sometimes that first step and just like actually doing that first step and starting is actually the hardest part. And it's that anticipation of waiting and anxiety and everything beforehand and getting stuck in your head and what do you do and all that stuff that actually just figures itself out naturally once you start. So maybe it's just stepping up to bat on something. Maybe speaking up, just starting that conversation. Okay, let's get a card for Libra, please and thank you. Oh yeah, you have big cards, Libra. This is Temperance. Balance. It's like the emergence, the alchemy of the Emperor and the Empress together. It's like perfect balance between you know, you have the Empress here, but when this comes through, it's showing you're balancing your masculine side. You're able to handle so many different things at once. You're sometimes handling many different emotional situations or personalities, sometimes all in you, or sometimes out there. You are able to take something that looks difficult to everyone else and make it look effortless, but it doesn't mean it is. Because it usually means that you put a lot of work and energy and time into something. It's at the bottom. The Ace of Coins. Yeah, you do have a new start coming up. When this comes through, I feel like it's Archangel Michael coming through to give you extra strength. It's when you, Libra, actually have extra divine protection and help in a situation. Orchestration, so it all comes together at just the right time. It's finding the Goldilocks zone, which is sometimes not easy. You have to find that perfect in-between point. That perfect point of balance. Sometimes that's different personalities, or, you know, I mean, a good way is I don't know, I kind of like the bartender example. You can handle all these different situations all going on at once and find that perfect balance of multitasking and personalities and what people want and what you should do and where you should go and how to get everything. Sometimes I see it also as like the wedding coordinator. Hey, you got all that stuff going on. You know, you got the family drama over there. You got the band over there. You have the, you know, the flowers being delivered and all that. And it all looks like it's going smooth, but there is somebody behind the scenes making sure it all works out. So either this is divine orchestration for you, or this is you figuring out how to make it all work and flow. 14 does bring you to a 5, which means there's big changes. You do have these two rainbows bridging together, coming together to form one. I heard central theme. You are illuminated here with your halo, and it's almost like there's a star out in the day. I mean, hey, the sun is a star. It could be that, but it doesn't look like the sun. It looks like a star, which makes me think of hope, that guiding light, faith, wishes, a dream coming true. It says blending the ideas of others with your own to create something extraordinary. It's a successful compromise. It's the power of diversity. That's kind of like the first thing you got. You recognizing how everyone being special and different is actually the perfect blend of how it can be amazeballs. Self-control. Wow, I like how this is sum everything up. Patience, Libra, and balance. And that's you. That's so cool. And just so you know, whatever is coming into your world, it's like the universe is kind of handing you that golden ticket. Hey, you're getting that big golden seed, that golden knowledge. It's value to bring abundance into your world. But if you get this seed, you have to take this seed and put energy into your actual physical world. It's not just taking the seed and putting it in the little packet and throwing it in the drawer. You have to take those seeds out, plant them in your earth, in your garden. Make sure it's watered. It gets enough sunlight. It gets your time and attention. You'll know when it's not needed. If you have a garden, you don't have to water every day if you have, a misty environment. Is that a song, Misty? But if it's, a dry time, you might have to take that old hose outside and water the garden. You'll be there to adjust because you have the Empress to know and to be willing to put the energy into it the whole way through. As the seed is growing underneath the ground, the roots are getting bigger, it's getting ready to sprout. And I feel like when I saw that forest before with you guys, I don't think that you're just planting something where you're going to have one little cool thing that comes and manifests in your life. You are planting something, whether this is a relationship, hey, with knowing this, that feels like it's the biggest opportunity of experience of love in the world or you've ever had in your world, or you are doing something in business or creativity that I just see like not just a forest. I see that forest stretching over the world. I see it that like one seed. It starts with a seed. But who knows what it can become. It is a windfall of abundance, wise counsel, and good fortune. An exciting career opportunity and a lucrative contract. And, side note, it is significant purchases like a home or a vehicle. And she has this little rabbit here. This girl is so cute. Maybe some of you are buying your first home. You could also be downsizing or selling, buying an apartment, buying a trailer, buying a car. It's something that feels significant. I'm getting that it's a little dream you have. And sometimes if it's your first purchase, that first thing that you buy is not exactly your dream home. But having it for a little while gives you that foundation. Fix something up. Wait till the market changes. And maybe that next one is that dream home. I'm even getting like a car you fix up. Maybe you just have to drive that car for a little bit until the right prosperity starts blossoming in your life to just windfall in and have you have that dream car. Hey, we should have dreams that come true, whatever it is for you. There is no judgment on what it is that makes you happy. All right, let's sum up this reading. I feel like you guys had a lot of cards. We're going to sum it up with this one, which is just really simple angel answers for Libra, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Clarity on the Ace of Earth. Judgment. Temperance. Balance. Love. The Empress, Two of Swords. Please and thank you. What does Libra need to know to sum this reading up? Just trust. Trust yourself. Maybe trust in someone else. It looks like here you're definitely trusting in your higher self. You're trusting in that something has divine purpose. Look at how big that energy is. It's like, I just see this as like a soul. Like your soul having this plan, having this thing that you are supposed to be doing. It's like inside of you, you do know. You have known all along that something is right, or that something was coming. I feel like do I have a card here that said that? Yeah, that something is your purpose. And it's like finally coming down to earth, grounding you in this peaceful energy to start walking down that path. What's at the bottom? And you also have a peaceful resolution with something. There's another bridge. Those are two different cards, but I just want to show you how they match. You see this bridge? You see this? I did hear just the two of us in my mind. And ain't no sunshine. Are they both Bill Withers? Oh, Bill wanted to come through for you guys. And now I heard beautiful, wonderful world. Sometimes at the end they just pop through. Oh, that's a nice song. Trees of green, red roses too. So there is a bridge across something. There is a peaceful resolution. There is a peaceful way through. There's going to be this like rainbow of opportunity. I just feel like that's like connecting all of your chakras together. Your heart is so beaming in that one. It starts from your heart. You're getting this spiritual energy coming through you. I see. I actually just really loud heard Mary. So I don't know if you connect to Mother Mary, or maybe it's Mary, or Marie, or Maria. I don't usually get names, but that kind of came through when I saw that. Kind of makes me think of Mother Teresa. So, all right, guys, I hope that something came through here that was helpful for you guys. I hope you have a beautiful day. I love you so much. You're so special. You're so special. I feel honored to be here with you. And I will see you soon.